All right, I think we'll get started. Welcome Seattle Southside partners and King County businesses. Thank you for joining us. Today we will present you with the marketing campaign developed to help with tourism recovery countywide. This campaign was developed in partnership with Visit Seattle and is funded by CARES Act funding through King County. So today you will hear how we got to this point, details of the campaign, how you can receive exposure for your business, but then also how you can spread the message to support tourism recovery for everyone in King County. First, a couple of housekeeping items. You're all muted. Please ask questions. You can ask them in the Q&A section, and I will relay those questions to the panel after the presentation. This presentation will be recorded and emailed to all the attendees afterwards. So right now I'll hand it over to Catherine Kurtzman, President and CEO of Seattle Southside Regional Tourism Authority.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you everyone for being here today. So as many of you now know, we have really good news. In September, King County Council officially approved emergency funding to help accelerate tourism recovery in the county. Now I know we'd all say, we're a long ways away from recovery. In fact, we're in the very early stages of reopening. But we are thankful to council members Dembowski, Coles-Wells, and Updegrove, who really going back to the early days of, say, March when COVID just hit and travel shut down, they were incredibly eager to move forward with something that would help speed up our industry's recovery. Along the way, other King County Council members aligned with this effort and voted unanimously to implement this program. And I think importantly, we're making a lot of friends on the King County Council on the value and the power of travel and tourism and its importance to our economy. Just a little bit of history and how we got here. You might recall back in May 2018, there was a fairly heated debate, public discourse, and certainly council activity on the stadium tax. Sunsetting stadium tax or lodging tax that is actually not even collected until 2021. Through that process, we all felt the tourism industry really did not get what it deserved in terms of a future funding source. So we banded together with Visit Seattle, our partner to the north, and prevailed in a smaller sense. If you recall, the Mariners won significant funds from that tourism tax bucket, and as did housing and arts and culture. And I think that really stuck in the minds of King County Council members within that 2018 debate. So fast forward, council members wanting to help our industry started to explore funding options. The good news is what transpired. And I think, again, you're aware, federal CARES funding is being made available through the county for this program. And it's important to note this funding option does not disrupt future lodging tax stream that the county will be collecting, but it gives us a relatively short window to spend the funds. And that's what we've started doing. And that's what today is all about. We're excited and we realize recovery is a ways off, but anything we can do to open things up and anything we can do to get people out and about safely is a good thing. And I think you're going to appreciate the creative and the whole intent around this campaign. I'd like to invite Ashley Komar, our VP of Marketing and Communications for Seattle Southside Regional Tourism Authority, to say a few words. She has been the project lead for the RTA when working in partnership with Visit Seattle's marketing team. We are undertaking this effort collectively for the benefit of our local businesses within Seattle Southside and Greater King County. Ashley, take it away.
Thank you. We are so excited to be working on this campaign to help support those businesses that have just been hit so hard during these difficult times. Restaurants, attractions, our hotels, museums, retail, they've all just felt significant strain. And this campaign has really been a collaborative effort from the beginning. When we started to think about the funding request, to all the research that we undertook, to campaign development, we've been working side by side with Visit Seattle to develop something we're really proud to share with you today. I'm going to introduce Melly Lutz. She's the Director of Marketing from Visit Seattle to say a few things. Melly?
Hi, thank you. And hello, everyone. Really glad to be here rolling out this campaign that is near and dear to our hearts. And just want to say it's been great working with Ashley and the rest of the Seattle Southside RTA group. As Ashley mentioned, we've been lockstep the entire time, planning from research and kind of brief development to the campaign and kind of rolling it out. So it's been great to do this in partnership together. Ashley sat in on a few webinars that we had just a couple of weeks ago. So we're glad to be here today sharing all of this great information and resources with you. And of course, a big thank you, as Catherine and Ashley mentioned, to the council for the opportunity to highlight the businesses in our region that we know really need support right now. So we're looking towards recovery and really motivating people to take action and to take pride in the local businesses that really need support. So that's the goal of all of this. And we're excited to share it with you all today.
Okay, thanks, Melly. One thing to note, we walk a really fine line with this campaign regarding the COVID restrictions and the safety measures. So please keep that in mind as we go through this presentation. We are really trying to stay within those lines and make sure that we're following the rules. It's a delicate balance to be out there marketing, aggressively trying to get people to come to our area while still being sensitive to these safety regulations. Next slide, please. We know all counties and cities are having a hard time right now, but King County is our home. So we want to inspire people to get out and support our community. We want to make sure that we're talking to people who are comfortable getting out, but also getting out safely. Those people who wear masks, use hand sanitizer, practice social distancing. We can find those people using data. And so we can target this audience to identify this group that cares about other people and their community. We want to encourage people to get out and visit an old favorite location or discover a new one, whether it be in their neighborhood, their city, or anywhere throughout the county. We know that people had big plans this year that got canceled. There were vacations, birthday parties, anniversaries, all canceled. So we want to encourage people, instead of waiting for things to get back to whatever normal is going to look like, to get out there now and do how they feel comfortable. We know that tracking is very important. We are going to use data to track all the foot traffic and measure overnight stays. So staycations are going to be key. Of course, we'll also be monitoring other things like web traffic, social sentiment, and engagement. Next slide, please. So now for the message. We are stir crazy. It's time. We want to do something. Our community needs us to do something. Why not get safely out there? Our restaurants and local retailers need us. Our hotels need us. Our museums and attractions need us. The people of King County are itching to do something. So let's make it easier for people to feel their impact by making the do easy and personal. Let's do something. Next slide. So during the development of the campaign, we took several factors into consideration. We wanted to make sure that many viewpoints were accounted for. We met with all the King County Council members or their designees to learn what was most important to their districts. We had interviews with several different stakeholders, such as chambers, downtown associations, and other destination marketing organizations. So we could get input on what would be most helpful to them, and so we can help focus on what would highlight the strengths and uniquenesses throughout the county. Highlighting diversity of the county was very important to all the stakeholders, and all the research that we undertook, featuring minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, and small businesses was key to the inclusivity of this campaign. And of course, safety is key to the campaign. We know that we can only move forward as long as things stay safe and everyone stays responsible. We don't want to welcome so many people to the area that things shift course, we're not able to reopen. So we keep this in mind throughout every touch point of the campaign. And lastly, we want to celebrate the people behind the businesses and share their stories to inspire pride within our community and pull at people's heartstrings and their sense of responsibility to instill a call to action that individuals can help save local businesses. Next slide. King County, like Catherine said, approved the funding in September, and we were in market with campaign assets in October. So that's a pretty quick turnaround that we're quite proud of. Since then, we have been rolling out additional assets and components of the campaign. We did an initial countywide shoot to collect visuals, focusing on the balance and inclusion throughout the whole county. And these are some of the executions of the creative that highlight those businesses. Everything encourages people to mask up and get out and support local businesses. Next slide. Differing posters are displayed throughout the county at businesses and in billboard locations. They all fall into the Do Something framework, giving the viewer more specific ideas about what they can do, like savor something, shop something, book something, etc. Next slide. Our social media advertising works to provide the audience with different experience options, including highlighting multiple businesses and sharing suggested sample itineraries. Next slide. As part of the initial filming and photo shoot, we collected personal stories from local business owners describing the impact that they felt at their locations. And these individual stories, as well as the main campaign video, will be used in social, digital, and TV advertising. These videos will also be available for viewing on the campaign website, dosomethingnnearby.org, where businesses will be listed and can be added to itineraries. Next slide. Buses act as mobile billboards, and these buses will be traveling all throughout King County. These are just a couple samples. The wraps use bright, colorful imagery using that similar messaging of the savor something, do something. Next slide. So the King County Council approved $8 million in CARES funding. And of that, Visit Seattle received $6 million and the RTA received $2 million. We worked together with Visit Seattle and their agency, Wunderman Thompson, to develop the campaign. So half of our $2 million went to the campaign development and the local advertising. The remaining portion will be used to develop South King County specific content and advertising within our region and neighboring counties. We are going to be working with our agency, Green Urbino, to take the creative and messaging, and they will develop and launch the next phase of this campaign. Now I'd like to introduce Jacob Vargas from Green Urbino, and he's going to explain the South King County approach.
Next slide. Thank you, Ashley. I speak for everyone here at Green Urbino. We are very excited to be part of this campaign and be partnering with everyone to bring this to life. So wanting to complement the All Up King County approach and work brought forth by Visit Seattle and Wunderman Thompson, it was key in our approach that we layered on top of those strategies with a hyper target on South King County. It was also key that support for South King County businesses and locations were represented not only in our messaging, but also featured in our creative. Next slide. This represents a collection of media vehicles that were selected as part of the full King County focus. Criteria for these included current media consumption trends, ability to reach our target audience, those local experience seekers, and provide a variety of ways to deliver that message. Next slide. Layered media criteria. So as we look to develop the South King County specific target, we had 4 specific areas of focus in which we filtered our media plan. One, we wanted to be a good DMO partner. We wanted to ensure that our plan complemented the All Up King County plan brought forth by Wunderman Thompson and Visit Seattle. We did not want to cannibalize efforts. Another was hyper local targeting. It was very specific with such a very important with such a specific area of focus that our media be able to hyper target the South King County area. Impacts. We wanted to make sure that we had impact necessary to convey our message and messages throughout the entire campaign. And then reach and distribution. We wanted to ensure that each channel had the scale to drive mass awareness for South King County and its partners. Next slide. So this collection represents the South King County media vehicles we will employ to support our efforts. While some of these are the same, we'll be adding others such as zoned cable, local print, and specific out-of-home placements that will cover South King County over the course of the campaign. Next slide. And then here is an all-up view that shows between the two efforts and partnership that we will be blanketing the South King County area over the course of this campaign as we look to support local partners and encourage residents to get out and do something. Next slide. And then we are excited to announce, as well as this being on a fast track, that we will be in market with the South King County specific campaign on November 16th, and we'll run into the beginning of January 2021. Thank you, Ashley.
Okay. All right, so how can you participate? There are several ways that businesses can participate in this campaign. The first is to sign up for the All Clear King County Pledge. This is a pledge that your business is following public health protocols so that our region can continue to reopen safely. Those businesses that take the pledge will then be included on the campaign website, and that's where it will be listing safe activities of things to do throughout the county. And for those Seattle Southside Chamber members who've taken the Southside Promise, the Chamber will notify us, and those businesses will be included in the pledge and added to the website. We are also asking our partners and friends throughout the community to start using the hashtag #DoSomethingNearby on social media. This is a new hashtag. It hasn't been populated before, so by sharing your content, we can track it and we'll be able to extend the reach of your message and our message to a larger audience by being a part of this collective campaign. And then lastly, there is a partner toolkit, which next slide, please. We developed a toolkit that was distributed, and we also sent it out again. This webinar is being recorded, so we will send the recording out with a link to the toolkit. In the toolkit are varying sizes of the poster that was displayed earlier, so you can print it out and display it at your business. There is also sample social media content to help you craft a message in support of the campaign. There's also sample images and logos to use on your website, in your newsletters, and on social media. I saw a really great example by Visit Ithaca on Instagram a couple days ago, so thank you. By working together, we can share this message and we can all do something to help our community. So with that, I would like to open it up for any questions.
Okay, please ask questions. We've got a couple minutes to review them. I have a couple here. First of all, why is the campaign so short?
It is because of the CARES funding. So we have to spend the funding by the end of this year. We are able to secure some placements into early January, but everything has to be spent by the end of this year.
What else we got here? Can businesses outside of King County participate?
They can participate, support the message through social media. However, this campaign is intended for businesses located within King County. Those are the businesses that will be featured on the website. So the message can be shared by anyone via social.
Okay. Outside of the toolkit, how can businesses get involved?
I would say printing out, well, outside of the toolkit. Oh, you can, if you have any updates about your business, anything you want to share, you can send it to us. We also, as a major component of this campaign, there's a big PR effort. So we have lots of contact with social media influencers as well as the local media to get stories and articles published about our local businesses and as well as support the campaign. So send us your update.
And then a follow-up question to that, who do people contact if they want to get involved, more involved?
You can contact me. I'm Ashley, ASHLUI at SeattleSouthside.com.
Okay. If I signed up for the Southside Promise, do I need to do anything else to be involved?
No, the chamber will pass on your contact information to us and we will get you listed on the site.
How are you going to measure room nights from this campaign?
We have, let's see, we are using specific tracking data and we're going to just be looking at overall room lift through STR.
Okay. That looks like it is it for questions. Last call for questions. All right. Thank you for joining us today. As we said earlier, this will be recorded and we will send it out. So if you want to review it, please make sure to reach out if you do come up with any additional questions. We're happy to address them. And have a great day.